In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove and replace your front strut assemblies on a Jeep Patriot located in the front fender well. So with a 19mm socket, we're going to remove the tire. If your tire is frozen on, always put a lug nut back on partially by hand tight. Give it a bang. Take your two mounting bolts for your ABS sensor bracket and your front flex hose bracket out. That's a 13mm socket. Here's the ABS sensor, and now we'll get the flex hose. Both 13mm socket, like I said. We'll set those aside. Now we're going to move to the sway bar link, and that is a 15mm wrench and a 5mm Allen head. So we're going to hold that center with the Allen head. We're going to break this nut free. Now I'm going to get a ratchet wrench, 15mm. And I have my 5mm Allen head, just in case if it grabs and starts spinning that center shaft. We lucked out on that. Let's get that nut off. Move that aside. Now we're going to go to our mounting bolts on our lower strut. Now with a 21mm socket, 1/2-inch gun, and a 21mm wrench, we're going to take our strut bolts right out. Don't ruin the threads on them, so don't hit them too hard. If you have a rubber mallet, go for it. But they're so easy to come out. You might have to grab the knuckle, kind of wiggle it up and down. There you go. All right, so before I let this pop out all the way, I'm going to get a cord, like a bungee cord or a tie-down strap, and I want to hold it better in place because I don't want the axle to come apart. So we're going to give it a little help, like that. Now I can just pull that out. So now we lowered the vehicle, and here is the strut, the top of the strut in the engine compartment. And there are 3 mounting bolts right here. Do not touch the center, you don't need to touch that at all. That holds the assembly and spring that's under tension all together. You just need the 3 strut cap mounting bolts. And this is going to be a 15mm socket, and we're going to take all of them out but the last one. I like to leave the 2 most difficult ones to get to out first. Now I'm just going to loosen this one up to the last couple threads. Now hold it with my left. I'm going to use my right hand to hold the strut. And then I can just guide it right out. So before you put the new strut assembly up in, make sure you take the new hardware that they include with it off. And those are 3 mounting nuts. And I'm going to put them up on the engine compartment so it's easy to get to because you're going to need them right at your fingertips. Okay, so now we're going to guide that strut up in. Lining up the strut cap, mounting holes, just like that. Hold it in place and start the 3 nuts on the top. All right, so now we're going to snug up the strut mount nuts. 15mm socket. So let's bring it all the way up and just like that, let them stop them on their own. Okay, get the torque wrench, 35 foot-pounds. Double check. Okay, now we can raise it up and put the knuckle together. Okay, so now we've raised it up and you can see that our strut is turned, so just freely turn it so that it's centered right where you want it. And let's take our control arm and knuckle, try to feed it in. Now you get that one in, let's get this bungee cord out of the way. Let's get that lower bolt in. And if you have to, you're going to have to go bring it like back and forth, rock it. There we go. Let's put the two nuts on. I'm going to mount the flex hose and the ABS sensor to get it out of my way. And that would be bottom first. That's the flex hose, gets mounted first. Make sure that goes behind it. Side of my hand. Now let's put that ABS sensor in that bracket. That's a 13mm socket. Let's snug that up. Here we go. I'm just going to put that sway bar link in, and then we will torque everything down. Just going to help that sway bar down a little bit. Use a pry bar. There we go. Start that nut. And that was a 15mm socket. I'm going to snug it, and that way I can torque everything all at once. So the lower strut mounting to knuckle bolts is 81 foot-pounds. So we're going to use that 21mm socket. Anti-roll bar, which is a sway bar link, to the strut bracket is 22 foot-pounds. That's that 15mm socket. Now we can put our tire back on. Just hand start the lug nuts. That's a 19mm socket. We're just going to snug it up before we torque it and do it in a star pattern. Okay, now we can lower it and torque it to specs. Wheel torque is 100 foot-pounds. We're going to torque it in a star pattern. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle. When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.